All systems go. Clear for takeoff.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another quick hit edition. Wide receivers here, week 8. Still can't believe it's week 8. Where has the time gone? As we are having fun here at SHIPIT Nation. But hey, before we do so, need you guys to do me a quick favor, real quick. Hit that like button for me. Get over there to that SHIPIT Nation YouTube page. Hit that subscribe button for me. Definitely appreciate that. And hey, real quick, we got to give a quick shout out to the sponsors of this segment, Drafters. Make sure you guys get over there. They still have some best ball stuff going on, I believe, maybe for some NBA as the season here starting up. And then we also got week-to-week contests. Hey, get a nice little promo there, $100 deposit bonus, up to $100, I should say, by using promo code SHIPIT. Get over there and check that out. And hey, don't forget about Run the Sims. Here's talking a lot about it, especially on the island games and the showdown slate. So make sure you guys get over there, check that out, get you 10% off by using promo code SHIPIT. And don't forget about Line Star, all kinds of tools there to help you build your DFS team, sports betting, and all kinds of other fun. And then don't forget about NBA promo code 10 here going on at SHIPIT Nation. Get you 10% off any membership. As I mentioned, we got NBA starting up, NHL starting up. We got MMA, PGA, NFL, all that fun stuff. Make sure you guys also, if you sign up, you get the education video here, 2-hour video done by Title, Mr. Hoop, and Tambo explaining all the process, roster construction, all questions and answers. And they also did one for the NFL as well. But hey, let's talk some wide receivers. Let's get into it here. We got some wide receiver injuries, not too many really to discuss here. Tank Dell did practice for Houston. Looks like he's expected to give it a go this week. Cleared the concussion protocol. T. Higgins' rib, he has practiced. Looks like he might be able to give it a go this week. Have to keep our eyes on that. And Christian Watson had a little bit of knee issue here last week. Have to keep our eyes peeled on that as the week progresses. Let's talk about some defense versus position DVP for the wide receivers. These are the worst teams against the wide receiver position, gives up the most points. That would be Philadelphia coming in at 32, Washington at 31, Arizona at 30. We got the Chargers at 29, but they're not in the main slate. We have Minnesota at 28, and then Miami coming in at 27. The best teams against the wide receivers so far this year is the Jets at 1, Cleveland 2, Dallas 3, Houston 4, and Green Bay 5. As far as some DVP mismatches go, the best mismatch for our wide receivers, Philadelphia coming in at number 1 at a plus 24 against Washington. Washington bounces right back with a plus 16 against Philadelphia. Miami is a plus 15 against New England. Cincinnati sitting at plus 12 against San Francisco. And then Jacksonville sitting at a plus 10 against Pittsburgh. Now, when I'm looking at wide receivers, what do I want? I want opportunities. I want targets. I want red zone targets. That's what we definitely want. So the targets the last 2 weeks combined, St. Brown leads all of NFL receivers, 19 targets the last last week, 19 targets. A.J. Brown had 15. Hill had 15. Olave had 15. Myers had 13. Puka had 12. Diggs had 12. Godwin had 12. And Devontae Adams also had 12. Only last week, only 10 guys with 10 or more targets, down from 17 the week before. Now, as I mentioned, the last 2 weeks, I meant to say red zone targets the last 2 weeks. Like to definitely take a peek at that. Surprisingly, Curtis Samuel leading the NFL in red zone targets the last 2 weeks with 5. Jordan Addison, Jacoby Myers, Mike Thomas, Kendrick Bourne, Josh Downs, Drake London, Terry McLaurin, Pittman, and Adams all had 4, rounding out the top there. So we got a handful of guys with 4 or more targets. Now, last 2 weeks, team percentage target share. Diggs is getting 41% of his team's passing target share, leads all of the NFL last 2 weeks. Hill with 40.3%, coming right behind Puka, 39.6%, Thielen, 37%, Chase, 37%. Garrett Wilson, 36.4%. McLaren, 35%. Pickens, 34.8%. Kupp, 33%. Gallup, 33%. A.J. Brown, Moore, and Ayuk round out the other guys just above 30%. So definitely like to keep my eyes on that as well. Now, a couple guys here I'm going to be looking at as the week progresses here. My top guy that I got here this week is A.J. Brown. I mean, this dude is on fire. He's 8,700 over there on FanDuel versus Washington. Washington is 31st DVP versus the wide receiver. Brown has slowly become one of the top wide receivers so far in the NFL this year. The last 5 games, no less than 127 yards. He becomes the first player, or actually one of 3 players in the last 5 games to have over 125 yards receiving. Only the 3rd player in NFL history to do so. Definitely like me some A.J. Brown this week. Now, another guy I like in that same game is Scary Terry McLaurin, 7,000 versus Philadelphia. Last 2 weeks, he's got 35% of his team's target share. As I mentioned, clearly becoming the number 1 receiver over there in Washington. Philadelphia is dead last in DVP versus the wide receivers. I expect Washington to be down in this game. Perfect game script for Scary Terry to pile up some targets and points. Definitely like him to get in the end zone here this week. Now, next guy, I mean, how can you do video without mentioning Tyreek Hill? 9,500. I think that price might drive people away from him against New England. Hill leads all of wide receivers in touchdowns and yards, coming off 15 targets, 11 catches, and a TD. And he has a TD in all of 6 but 7 games this year. Man, Tyreek Hill, just too good to pass up. And that upside, 9,500 over on FanDuel this week. But hey, that's going to do it for a quick little rundown of some wide receivers this week. Definitely appreciate you guys joining me here. But hey, don't forget about the NBA 10 code we got here running at SHIPIT Nation. Gets you 10% off any membership plan here. As I mentioned, we cover all the sports for one price. NFL, MLB, NBA, PGA, MMA, NHL. Get you everything you have to offer. And then don't forget about Run the Sims. And don't forget about Drafters. Make sure you guys get over there and check that out. And again, don't forget about the NBA 10 code. Hey, we had some winners last night, first night in the NBA. And of course, we've been smashing NFL so far this year. So make sure you guys get over there and check us out. But hey, we'll check you out this tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about some running backs. And then Friday, we'll bounce it back with some tight ends and some defenses. Appreciate you joining me. I'll catch you tomorrow. And let's ship it.